everybody was giddy with excitement because we'd just got out. It was like the Great Escape, wasn't it? And I said,
and here we are again.
I said, hats off to you and your team, but this time I absolutely salute you. Have a look around, it's awesome.
Well, we're back in full Technicolor, I said this morning, just because, obviously the show last year just coming back from COVID, but, we're back with a big show. Evenings are back, everything's back, so it's a full-on Money 2020. Well, look, we've got more than 6,500 people here this week. We represent the whole ecosystem. So from regulators, banks, payments, FinTechs, retailers, everyone is here, startups, VCs, so the whole ecosystem. We've got 90 countries represented, more than 90 countries. 2,100 plus companies, so the scale, that everyone loves, because it's all about connecting, it's about doing meetings, and it's full on busy, and we're loving it.
So the team behind the show, I'm always curious, little anecdotes, backstories to let us know exactly what happens behind the scene, because it looks very polished, it really does.
Of course, it's absolutely polished behind the scenes as well. You know that. I think, we always say in Vegas, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I think what happens backstage stays backstage. Look, it's a big old show, right? So, there's a team of over 100 working on this. And to pull off some of the things you've seen, we don't do sort of ordinary stuff. So I don't know yet, Helen, whether you've had a drink at the Sex, Drugs and Rock and Roll stage. Have you? Right, okay. So,
tell me more.
We've got a stage there that's more of an experience. So we've got two stages where, there's a bar and casual content. We've got the exchange where, it's a no phone zone. So you have to dedicate 45 minutes, no phones, completely off the record stage. So, we've got some fun. Then we've got the big stages, the big picture. We've got a big stage, so there's just so much going on that the team have to build. So, it's not a normal execution, this kind of show, we make payments sexy, as they say.
So talk to me a little bit about we were talking before and you were saying about a number of countries that were represented.
Yeah.
And then if you could just lead on to what Money 2020 are doing in the cities around the world.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of local events. We've done one in Paris, the Paris Blockchain Week. We did London for UK FinTech Week, and you'll see more, after this show. So, it's just a way of us connecting with the communities in the ecosystem that we work with. So it's a lot of fun. So, we're doing a number of cities in between the shows and after the shows. So you'll see that, and then we're rolling out about 20 of those in 2023. It's really exciting. We're going on tour, that's what we're doing.
So we've got, after Amsterdam, where's next for the cities?
We haven't revealed it yet, so there's no exclusive for you, but we are obviously, the next big outing for the brand will be Las Vegas in October, as normal. And then we'll be announcing the local event shortly.
Talking of Vegas and all things American, it's a lovely segue to talk about Scarlett Sport.
Scarlett Sieb, obviously Chief Growth Officer, Strategy Officer for Money 2020. Her and Sophie have written it's a #1 bestseller at the moment, and it's the definitive book on embedded fintech, which we know is, one of, the big topics that's being talked about here. It's an important topic. That is what, 3.5 trillion opportunity for retailers, 7.5 trillion overall. There are many sessions here about the embedding of finance in non-finance companies effectively, which is what it is. And it's one of the first big books on the topic, and to be written by our own Money 2020 leading lady Scarlett Sieb, that's delightful.
It says a lot about the culture that she was allowed to have the space, the headspace to actually be that creative. So tell me a little bit about the culture at Money 2020. You've got a very diverse team.
Yeah, we've got a diverse team, but we have a diverse show. That really matters to us. So 43% women on stages, subject matter expert women on stages, which is really important to us. Europe is our most diverse show ever, but we have a diverse team, and so for Scarlett, it matters to us. Scarlett is an expert. She's a subject matter expert herself who has come to work at Money 2020. And so we're delighted to support her to write the book. It's good for her and it's good for Money 2020 that people know that we have, really big experts on our team, because we've always been, by the industry for the industry.
So you mentioned before about Scarlett and Sophie's book, Embedded Finance, what a trend that is becoming, and it is really here to stay. You've got your finger on the pulse, so give us a little bit of insights of the new trends that are coming through.
Well, I think it's interesting. So embedded fintech, embedded finance. I mean, it's interesting. I was just over at the JP Morgan, booth, and they've got the connected car with Audi. I was talking to Mercedes Pay last night. So there's a lot of talk here about embedded finance. So it's definitely one of the big trends. CBDC, you can't move for CBDC. We've got the British pilot, the FCA New Era here. A lot of talk of the Euro digital. What are there? There's 90 CBDCs in planning. I think 9 have launched, so that is a topic. Cross-border payments, that's another big topic this week. Stablecoins, crypto, how the decentralized, centralized finance. I mean, I think one of the observations is just the topics, the range of topics that we have to cover just grows and grows and grows. And I haven't scratched the surface of it, without, of course, everything to do with open banking and everything that we know in Europe. So there's a number of sessions on those opportunities and that. So I mean, it's hard for the team to put it together because with this many people here, we've got to cover a lot of topics.
So there are many events, in the industry, and we're all back out now. But I have to say, Money 2020 is very, very special. Not only has it got this atmosphere, which I can only imagine, the long days and weekends that your team have put into it. So thank you from us all. But of all the shows that you wouldn't ever want to miss, it's Money 2020.
Well, I would say that, but I'm delighted that you say it.
On camera as well, because I actually, since we've come out of lockdown, have been very selective about the shows that we are attending, and we wouldn't miss Money 2020 for the world.
Oh.
So Tracey, thank you. No, seriously, thank you very, very
much.
Well,
thank you, and it's always delightful to host you, and our job is to for people to come here and do business, and if they come here and they do business and they have fun, that's our job. So
one of the things that I learned in the feedback session from last year was that in Money 2020, there's a couple of things. Really do listen. You listen to what everybody wanted, and you talked about doing business. A lot of people, it's their big marketing push, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the big marketing push, and you can see a lot of that here. There's a lot of, we've always been very famous for people making announcements at our shows, on our stages, and telling their brand story, launching products. But I think it's the meetings that, of course there's lots of speakers, fabulous sessions you can learn, but I've lost track this morning of where we're up to, but I mean, definitely more than 10,000 meetings already booked via the app, which is just incredible. And those people are connecting with people that they know and reconnecting. How that works. But people meeting new people. So they're using the app to do that. But then, as we bump into people as we go, and it's all about connecting. It's all about those conversations because they lead somewhere, and we're delighted that some of that starts here at Money 2020.
You started by talking about ecosystem, engaging with all the ecosystem, and during our track, Tracey, you have clearly showed that you do actually put a lot in thought into making sure that all of that is covered. So what next? Where to next? I just get to Thursday night. For us, we have 3 days here in Amsterdam every year, and for us it is about making sure that our customers have an amazing show. So for us right now, we are just living it here in Amsterdam, but by Thursday afternoon you will hear me talking about Vegas. I mean, it's next stop. Europe will finish on Thursday night. I think it's going to be an amazing show, but then we're all down 20 weeks into Las Vegas, so we'll focus here, then it'll be Vegas. Focus here today, day one. Amazing atmosphere. We've got the street parties tomorrow.
So we are back with the parties. We couldn't run the parties last year. I know we're famous. So tonight we have Money in the Park. So we're hosting a sort of music festival. I don't know if you heard Das Brass this morning. We're playing. We've an amazing band. They're playing tonight. So we have Money in the Park. And then tomorrow night the street party is back. So we've taken over a whole street in the centre of Amsterdam, and we'll be hosting street parties. So I'm really, because we couldn't run them last year, we weren't allowed to. Obviously we were abiding by the rules in the city of Amsterdam, who are great partners. but we can do them this year and they're back, so that'll be exciting.
So Money 2020 is back in Amsterdam and next stop Vegas.
Next stop Vegas.
Tracey, it's been an absolute pleasure. I know everybody is pulling on your time, so thank you for giving us so much
well, always a
today.
pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's amazing, isn't it? You must be very proud. Thank you.
I am pleased if the customers are pleased. That is.
Just look at the smiles. I don't see any grumpy people. Everybody is enjoying themselves.
Good.
And listen to the vibe. That's a giveaway.
Fabulous. Well, we're delighted to host everyone here.